In this video, we're going to calculate with mixed numbers. So we'll start with addition. Mixed numbers are a mixture of whole numbers and fractions, such as 2 and 3/4, add 5 and 1/3. So how do we get mixed numbers? And what do they mean? So if I represent this mixed number, I would have 2 whole cakes and 3/4. This one would have 5 cakes and 1/3. These would be all of the same size. So I can add all of the whole cakes first. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In other words, 2 and 5. That gives me 7. Now I'm going to add 3/4 and 1/3. They have different denominators, so that means I need to find a common denominator. A common denominator of 4 and 3 is 12. So to get from 4 to 12, I've multiplied by 3. That means I'm going to multiply 3 by 3 as well to get 9. To get from 3 to 12, I've multiplied by 4. So I'm going to multiply 1 by 4 as well. So 9 12s and 4 12s gives me 13 12s. So we have 7 and 13 12s. However, this is an improper fraction. If I take away 12 12s, which is a whole cake, that means I would have 8 cakes and 1 12th. And that would be the final answer. Let's try another example. So we have 8 and 2/5. We're going to add 1 and 2/11. So we can first add the whole numbers if we like. So 8 and 1 gives us 9. Now we can proceed with adding 2/5 and 2/11. So a common multiple of them both can be 55. So to get from 5 to 55, we multiplied by 11. So we're going to multiply the 2 by 11 as well, which gives us 22. To get from 11 to 55, we multiplied by 5. So we're going to multiply the 2 by 5 as well, which is 10. So 22 and 10 gives us 32. 32 55ths. So the answer is 9 and 32 55ths. Another way to do this would have been to convert the mixed numbers into fractions. So 8 and 2/5. What is that as a fraction? So 8 times 5 is 40, and the 2 is 42. So think of cake split into 5 slices. If we have 8 of them, 8 whole cakes, that is 40 slices. And we've also got 2/5 added to that, so that is 42. Again, if we have one cake with 11 slices, but also an additional 2 slices, that is 13 out of 11, 13 11ths. Now, finding a common multiple, a common denominator. that can be 55, just like we used before. So to get from 5 to 55, we've multiplied by 11. So we're going to multiply 42 by 11 as well. 462. Now, to get from 11 to 55, we've multiplied by 5. So we're going to multiply 13 by 5 as well, which gives us 65. Now, adding them together, 462 add 65 gives us 527. Now we're going to have to convert this into a mixed number. So how many 55s would fit into 527? So we're going to divide 527 by 55, and that gives us 9.581. So that is 9 whole cakes if they're split into 55 slices. So what is left? 9 times 55 gives us 495. So if we take that away from this, 527, take away 9 times 55, leaves us with 32 slices. And that matches our answer. However, you can see that this is a more long-winded method, especially if you're working with larger numbers. So when it comes to adding mixed numbers, I always suggest that you use the previous method of adding the whole numbers first and then just working with the fractions. Subtraction works in pretty much the same way. So if we have 5 1/3, take away 2 3/4. I'll be careful to not just take away the whole numbers first, because you might need to borrow. Just like when we've got like the number you're taking away, the fraction within it being larger than the fraction within the number that you're taking away from. So 3/4 is larger than 1/3. So I'd hold on and not take away the whole numbers first. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll add a whole 1 to the fraction. So borrow 1 from the 5 and make this 4/3. So 3/3 is equal to 1. That's what I've added to 1/3. So that makes it 4/3. I'm going to take away 3/4. So finding a common denominator, that can be 12. So 3 times 4 gives us 12. So 4 times 4 is 16. To get from 4 to 12, we've multiplied by 3. So we're going to multiply the 3 by 3 as well, which gives us 9. So 16 12s, take away 9 12s, that leaves us with 7 12s. Now looking at the whole numbers, we've got a 4 here, because remember we borrowed 1. 4 take away 2 gives us 2. And the final answer is 2 7 12s. Another way you could have done this is to convert the mixed numbers into fractions before you begin with the calculations. So we've got 5 1/3, and we're going to convert that into fraction. So 5 whole cakes of 3 slices in each cake, that makes 15 slices, and the one, that is 16. 2 whole cakes of 4 slices each, that is 8 slices, and the 3, that is 11. So 11 quarters. Now we need to find a common denominator, which is 12. So to get from 3 to 12, we've multiplied by 4. So we're going to multiply 16 by 4 as well, which is 64. And to get from 4 to 12, we multiplied by 3. So we're going to multiply 11 by 3 as well, which is 33. So now 64 take away 33. That's going to leave us with 31. 31 12s. Now converting this into a mixed number, how many 12s fit into 31? That would be 2 of them, because 2 times 12 is 24. And what is left then? It's 31, take away 24 gives us 7, so 7 12s, so 2 and 7 12s, which is what we had with the other method. What if I'm multiplying these two mixed numbers? I'd first convert them into fractions, just like we've done here. And then just multiply them. So multiplying the two top numbers, or the numerator, gives us 176. Multiplying the denominators gives us 12. Now converting this into a mixed number, how many 12s fit into 176? That would be 14 of them. Because 12 times 14 is equal to 168. So now 176, take away 168, that is going to leave us with 8 12s, which we can simplify further if we want. And if we are dividing, again, we'd convert them into fractions. So this would be 16 thirds times 4 11s. So we'd go 16 times 4, which is 64, and 3 times 11, which is 33. Now again, we can convert this into a mixed number, and only one lot of 33 fits into 64, because 2 lots would be 66. So we can say 1 and how many of them? So 64 take away 33, that leaves us with 31. If we had a mixed number divided by a whole number, let's say divided by 3, what do we do in this case? We can convert them both into fractions. So we've converted the first one into a fraction. The second one, that would be 3 over 1. That's how we write a whole number. So if it's a 4, it's going to be 4 ones. If it's 61, 61 ones. So a whole number as a fraction is the number itself over 1. So now 16 thirds times 1/3, that is 16 nines. So how many nines would fit into 16? That would be 1. and then we'd have 7 left. So 1 and 7/9 would be the answer. You do the same thing with multiplication. So if this was 5 1/3 times 3, we'd convert that into fractions, 16/3 times 3/1. So 16 times 3 is 48. 3 times 1 is 3. How many 3's would fit into 48? That's exactly 16. So a whole number rather than a mixed number. If you were to add 3 to the mixed number, then you just add 3 to the 5, which gives us 8, and put the 1/3 as well next to it. So 8 and 1/3. If you are to subtract a whole number from it, so 5 and 1/3 take away 3, 5 take away 3 gives us 2, and we put the 1/3. What if it's the opposite, as in we have 5 take away 3 and 1/3, for example? Then again, we'll just convert them into fractions, both of them. So this would be 5 1's, take away, that is 10/3. Now a common denominator for them both is going to be 3. So to get from 1 to 3, we multiply it by 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. 3 to 3, we just multiplied by 1. So that's going to remain as 10 as well. So 15/3 take away 10/3 gives us 5/3.